Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, share,
comment.
and show some love because you know we deal with love over here. So well, today's video is gonna be a story time, and
Once upon a time.
so this story time is about my cousin. The time my cousin betrayed me more than once. But this cousin, she's my favorite cousin. I'm not gonna call her name. I'm gonna call her Parrot because she loves to talk. So we're gonna call that my cousin Parrot. So Parrot um, was going through a rough time, and Parrot mom and dad called me to see if I could have her stay with me and help her or whatever the case is, because they asked two other people, and they said no, they don't want her and whatever. So they asked me if I could have her come stay with me, and of course I'm not gonna decline. That's my cousin, we grew up together, I love her like my sister. So I said of course Parrot can come. So I bought a ticket. Mind you, Parrot mom,
That's me.
she is somebody
Calling her parrot.
that if she calls me whatever time, I'm there for her. Doing anything she wants, I'm there for her. Going the extra mile. If she call, I'm right there. I go above and beyond for Parrot mom. And
Mommy.
Parrot mom called me if I could have Parrot come and stay with me. Parrot dad called me if I can have Parrot come and stay with me. And I said, yes, of course. So I bought her ticket. I went to BJ's, did food shopping, just preparing for her to come. And I had work the day. So I had to have my aunt pick her up from the airport. Mind you, that aunt, they had asked her if she could keep Parrot, and she declined. She didn't want Parrot in her house. So that same aunt, I asked her to pick her up from the airport for me, and she did because I had work the day. And she picked her up, Parrot came, everything was good. We went to the mall. We was just enjoying each other. Parrot as a young baby, so it was my 2-year-old and Parrot newborn. Yeah. So it was 4 of us in my apartment. And I don't know what happened down the line, but people were talking. I didn't know this until way after that people was talking. So I guess Parrot was telling people things, and people was just gossiping, everybody talking to each other and not me. And nothing was confronted to me. Nobody said anything to me. Parrot mom, Parrot dad, nobody said anything to me. While Parrot was living with me, Parrot dad came and visit Parrot and the baby. And
where's the pencil?
Yeah, but the betrayal was Parrot moved out surprisedly, move out with the aunt that didn't want her. She moved out unexpectedly. I just see they came to my apartment helping her pack. That's like months after she lived there. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you moving out? Like, She used to, the aunt, I don't know what happened. Like, me and her good. We lived together. We didn't argue. We didn't have no disagreement while she was living in my apartment. But I don't know what happened. So she and that aunt had planned, and she moved her out, and she went and go live with the aunt that didn't want her from the jump, and I took her. So the only thing I know that happened, I didn't mind her leaving. She's grown. She can go wherever she want to go. I was just trying to help. But the only thing that happened while she was living with me that rubbed me the wrong way was I wanted to do a driving test, a 45 minutes driving test. And the driving school, they pick you up at your apartment. And they were on the way, and I had asked Parrot, oh Parrot, can you keep my son for 45 minutes so I can go do this test? And she was like, no, I'm leaving. My aunt is coming and I'm leaving. I can't do it. Our aunt is coming, and she leaving with the aunt, and she can't stay with him. And I called the guy that I was Mr. Wrong, and I said, oh, I want her to stay with the baby, and she's telling no, I don't know what to do, and they're coming. And he was like, no man, you must be joking, go ask her again. And she was in the shower because she was getting ready to go, and she was in the shower. I was like, oh, can you just wait a couple minutes? I went to her again a second time. Can you wait a couple minutes so I can go do this driving test? Please, 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 they're coming and I want to do the test. And she was like, no. She was sticking to her no. She ain't staying with my son, and she's leaving with her aunt, and her aunt is coming. And I was like, what? You can't stay with my son for 45 minutes so I can do this test, and then you can go with your aunt, with our aunt? She said no, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then Mr. Wrong, he came in and saved the day. I don't know what he was doing, but he was in a relationship at the time, and I couldn't find nobody to come and stay with my son for me to do this test. And he went out of his way and come stay with my son for me to do this test, the driving test. That ruined his whole life. Him doing that for me ruined his situation. But that's for another video. That's for another story time. So because Parrot refused to help me out for 45 minutes, Mr. Wrong had to come, step in, and help me. So Parrot left, and I'm like, wow, nobody wanted you. Who refused you? You're betraying me for them, and that's just crazy. And after all that went down, I still help her again because she and that aunt, she moved out, live with that aunt. Parrot moved out of my apartment, go live with that aunt, refused to help me for 45 minutes. And then she and that aunt fell out, so I had to take her in again. I had to go to the aunt, pack her up, move her back in my apartment. I was at a different apartment now because we had expanded because I have a second child. So I had moved her into my apartment again, help her a second time. And then me and my stepdaughter wasn't getting along because of, that's for another story time. And she and my stepdaughter share a room, and me and my stepdaughter wasn't getting along. So that's another betrayal. She was telling me, oh, the stepdaughter doesn't like me. Why this girl feel comfortable to tell you that she don't like me and you're my cousin? Like, nobody can come to me and tell me about my cousin. Point blank. Nobody can come to me and tell me about my cousin. You better check yourself. It ain't happening. Even if me and her don't talk, you ain't gonna talk shit about her. Cause Mr. Wrong don't like her, and he be saying shit, and we be arguing in here. I be sneaking food to her. I be sneaking around, make sure she's good. Still. So when she moved in with me, she shared a room with my stepdaughter. Me and my stepdaughter bump head a lot over the years, and she and my stepdaughter got close. So close. Like, they sleep together, they go wherever together, road trips, parties. I don't know, they do everything together. But she started telling me, oh, your stepdaughter says she don't like you, and she telling me, oh, you need to stay out of her and her dad business and argument, and just step back and leave them. And I was like, wow. So you sit down comfortable, and have this girl talking about me. That's shady. And then she and that stepdaughter fell out over some guy who wanted to take man, but that ain't my business. That's not what I'm here for. And then Mr. Wrong got involved, and it was a big thing, and oh, crazy. So Mr. Wrong don't like Parrot, because he witnessed what Parrot had done to me, and he sees that she's not loyal to me, and that rub him, the he doesn't like her because of that reason, and that's for him to tell, but whatever. So that's the second betrayal with the stepdaughter. So I said, listen, since you don't like me, I don't want you to be hanging out with her. I don't want you to be dealing with her on certain level and whatever. She'll go behind my back, sneak. Oh, when she leave the house, they meet up at a spot, and they be going out and doing stuff. Even though I said, listen, keep your distance. She don't like me. You keep your distance from her. And that didn't happen. They were still friends. They were still hanging out, and then they fell out, and that was a big thing with them. And she took her friends, and who wanted to take her man, and a whole lot of gossip and drama and mix up with them. So after that had happened, now I realized she's not loyal to me. She doesn't have the love that I have for her, and it doesn't matter what me and her go through. If she call me, like if we argue right now and she call me, I'm right there. And there's nothing she can do to make me hate her or resent her, or I have a different love for her regardless of whatever we go through. And she don't feel that way about me, but that's okay. And I always tell her the truth. We argue, we block each other, we talk back to each other, and that's just family. That's what happened. But that's what happened with me and Parrot. And that's the past. That's years ago. And I've still I still show up for her. I still there for her every time she called. Um, Another thing was, we went out, and an accident happened, and my back got broken. I broke my back, and that's because of parrot. Parrot is the reason why my back break. I had to go to emergency room, and it just changed all my plans. I was I was going to do the state trooper fitness state trooper New York state trooper fitness exam, and I went out with Parrot the day couple days before I was supposed to do that, and Parrot act like a total lunatic and make me break my back when I could have to put that on pause, and that's just crazy. The way that you show up for people is not the way they show up for you, and you just have to realize that. And who, who you the love you give is not always the love you receive, and who you're loyal to is not going to be loyal to you, and it's just crazy. You can't even get what you give. To start with, you can't even get what you give. But when me and Parrot fell out the first time and she moved out, and nobody called me, everybody was just talking behind my back, gossiping. Oh, I want Parrot to keep my child, and I don't want Parrot to work. I don't want Parrot to work. I want Parrot to stay home and keep my child. Who said that? How did that come about? Because I didn't chain, I didn't hold Parrot at gunpoint and tell Parrot what to do. Nobody can tell Parrot what to do. Nobody. So I don't know how that come about. Um, a lot of people was talking behind my back. So the people you help in life is them turn around and tear you down and say the worst about you and make it seem like you're the bad person when all you did was good for them. And yeah, and the same people that reach out for help when shit went down, nobody reached out. Nobody asked what happened. Nobody called my phone. To this day, I didn't talk to Parrot Mom. And this is a lady that I run up and down. I took all her kids I took her kids to doctor appointment. I took her kids to school, parent teacher meeting. I babysit her kids. I'm always, people in the community say I'm the kid's mother. Like, whenever she call, I'm right there. That's so much I'm loyal and dear for people. And when shit went down, I didn't get a call to say, oh, thank you for keeping her. I don't know what happened, but thanks, whatever. No communication. And then I turned around and still helped. Still help. Still 10 toes down. Even Christmas, even this year, I helped Parrot out. I babysit for Parrot, and Parrot couldn't give me 45 minutes. I had Parrot's son for 24 hours, almost 24 hours or 24 hours. Parrot's son spent Christmas with me. Yep. And Parrot couldn't give me 45 minutes. I had to take, I had to have somebody go all the way out their way, Mr. Wrong, to go out his way, come to my apartment, mess his shit up, come to my apartment to help me out. Will you help? If not, them are gonna help you. Yep. And then you sit down and talk and gossip with me, with my stepdaughter, and you know this girl don't like me. And then when I say, listen, keep your distance. You live with her, but keep it at a minimal. Don't be going all out. And you go behind my back and you. She was driving and the stepdaughter wasn't driving, and she would pick her up around the corner, and they would go out and do whatever. And then what? They fell out. And who's still here helping? Me. Yeah. But it's my cousin, and I once you love somebody, you can't stop loving them. Like, you just have to set boundaries and know that, listen, that person don't feel for you the way you feel for them, and you just have to step back and know your limit with people. Because if things should turn, if tables should turn, they wouldn't do for you what you would do for them. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and leave a comment, subscribe, and show me some love, and have a good one.